Good
Good
evening,
evening.
everyone.
Good evening, everybody out there in podcast land. Good evening, CC.
Good evening, baby.
Good evening to my engineer and my lovely wife, CC. I guess I'm saying hello to everybody at the same time.
Good
Um,
evening.
everybody out there, we're getting started again. This is we're back from our hiatus that we've taken off from the holiday and the snow and all the other things that we're doing, right, baby?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We did a little vacation and we did a little bit of those things. So, anyway, this is what we're doing now. New format is we'll be on here Tuesday night at 6:45. Correct, C?
Absolutely.
Wed-
6:45.
Wednesday evening at 6:45 and Thursday evening at 6:45. That's what we're starting off. We're also going to be running. I think when we're finished, we're going to go with Monday. Will be simply us our thing. Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, we'll probably do spotlight on small businesses. And Thursday, we'll go back to Simply Us. We'll be finishing, well, the engineer will tell us exactly what we're doing, as in tell me what we're doing. And that's pretty much it. Um, I like to make sure that we go into the new season thanking you for all you've done for us, all the things that you've contributed to the show, and your participation. Everybody. Real tough. We're going to change not our format, but we're going to grow. The engineer came up with a great idea. More participation, and not like y'all can really participate more than you already are, because you already on here all the time doing your thing, and we thank you. We love you and we need you. But CC said from now on, we're going to get topics from y'all that we're going to be talking on.
Hey,
Hey,
Rob.
Rob. God bless you too, my friend. Uh, Everybody, we want y'all to be able to put on there the topics that you want to talk about, and then we'll go around our forum and we'll go from there. Let's without further ado, let's get into prayer. Father God, thank you for the wonderful things that's going on in all our lives. Father God, we always pray for the people over there fighting those God-forsaken wars. Mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, nephews, nieces, friends, losing homes, losing their way, losing limbs. Father God, please keep them safe. Please keep them in the bosom. Father God, we always have our special prayer for everybody that's dealing with this God-forsaken pandemic. Please, y'all, whoever's not vaccinated, whoever's not boosted, please get it done. Father God, let's talk about the things that's going on. People see that sometimes you could even see as the end of the world. We're dealing with phantom tornadoes, typhoons. Father God, we're dealing with sometime the largest wildfire, Gina Lee says, the largest wildfire on earth is burning in the coldest region on earth per record. These things are undescribable catastrophes. Father God, thank you for another season. Father God, thank you. Please bless us through 2022. Please keep us, our listeners, and the program safe and strong. These blessings and all blessings we always say in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Um, uh, C, let's,
Yes.
let's do this real quick. Anything that you learned from 2021 that you didn't know? But CC's an avid reader. She's a geek. Y'all know that. Do you think the mayor could be doing more to make the city safer and cleaner? Okay, there
We
you
will.
go. That's our first topic. That's my
That's right.
topic today.
We will
That's our,
definitely touch on that.
okay. We're touching on it right now. Let's do this first. See, is there anything that you didn't know? A person like you, an avid reader, that jumps in your mind that you didn't know in 2021 that you may have wanted to comment on or said something about from that year? I'll go first. Okay, 2021. I'm going to talk about Robert Young just brought up a topic. Robert Young was our co-worker and good friend. Cece tells me that he's been in her life for over 30 years.
All
You
my
know,
life.
all his life. Robert Young's been in her life all her life. Said that, you know what I mean. Robert Young's brother's been part of her story. You know what I mean, in helping raise her, grow her up, buy her clothes, just being in her world. You know what I mean. She speaks whenever she talks about Robert Young and his brother. She always speaks so highly, and she comes with a smile. So, Robert Young, all the things that you put, the time you put in, and your brother will put into with my wife, I want to thank y'all personally for that before we go any further. But his topic that we came up with, he said, can the mayor, people in office do anything or better, I guess? CC actually read it. Good afternoon, good evening, Doc.
Hey, Doc. Good evening. Unmute your microphone.
You might.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Here's a
Good to
question
see
put to
you
the
as
floor, Doc.
always. We taking some questions from some of the people that's watching the show. And Robert Young's question is: do you think the mayor could be doing more to make the city safer and cleaner?
Okay, I'm gonna go first, Doc. Cause what we're doing now is we're also this year. First of all, Doc, thank you for a great season 2021. First of all, hands up, everybody out there and to the panel for putting us on the map and running with it. Um, uh, if we have any new listeners or stuff like that, CC has a. It's truly amazing how I really watch these things in the rerun. I watch them all the time, Doc, to try to get better. And Doc's a motivational speaker. He has a PhD. He's a doctor. He has a doctor in that, i.e., makes him a doctor. And Doc, I don't realize just how much I always saying stuff like that and stuff like that. I watch other people. They go and I always say, why do they keep doing it? Don't they know they doing it? And CC tells me that I do that. I say and I don't know what I'm doing. I watch the show all the time, Doc, and I repeat myself with it. And I know I consciously do it, so I consciously say to watch it as soon as the show starts. And
I think everybody consciously or subconsciously has a filler word that they use when they trying to segue into the next segment of the sentence, shall we say? Because
my brother, go ahead, baby.
I always say, you know what I mean. I said
Okay.
1,000 times. I try to be very conscious of it, but I still do it.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace, Black Purdy. He always used to say, "What you call us?" What you call it? Hey, Doc, now let's find out. See, I mean, we got somebody with a PhD in there, Doc. What is your go-to? What is it? Something that a paid person that they fly to Hawaii to speak? What is it that you might need to work on that you don't notice you use all the time as a fill-in?
Well, I know I always say, and things, or that's how that is, or that's just how that is, and different things of that nature. And I mean, and it's funny because, people bring it up to me, but I've said it so common that I don't notice it, when it's coming out, you know what I'm saying? And then, but people may bring it up to me, and so I got people now that they'll say it. They be like, yeah, that's how that is, and things. You know what I'm saying? And so.
Well, see, that lets you know out there in podcast land. That's something that we're learning in 2022. Even the persons with the PhDs, everybody, Edgar, rest in peace, my buddy from 194 used to always say, own up to your shortcomings. Own up to your shortcomings. You can't deal with a shortcoming until you own up to it first.
That's
right.
You
know what I mean? I was a drug addict. First thing they teach you in them rooms is you got to stand there and say, how you doing? My name's Maurice. I'm an addict. You got to accept the fact you're an addict before you can deal with anything about going past being an addict.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's how we do. I am going to start answering the question one more time. CC, what is the question that Robert Young put to the panel?
Do you think the mayor could be doing more to make the city safer and cleaner?
Okay. I'm going to go first, and then CC's going to go next, and we're going to let Doc anchor this because this is his field. This is what he does. And that'll be our closing thought on that. You know what, Robert? The mayor didn't shoot my grandson and paralyze him. The governor didn't murder my other grandson. My son's not in jail because of anything that the president did. Now, I said all that to say, my opinion is most of the stuff that's going on ain't got nothing to do with the politicians. Don't have anything to do with the politicians. It has a lot to do with us. That's why when you see Doc out there walking up down the street, men against murder and stuff like that, we murdering each other.
Mm-hmm.
We murdering each other. It ain't the politicians. You know what I mean? What part did you play? Read that for us, see.
Latonya Sampson Montgomery said absolutely, but he can't do it by himself. He needs the help from all the people who are working with him.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. That's the truth. I mean, let's own up to what we're doing. I tell this story. If any persons haven't seen it, y'all please bear with me for a minute. I tell this story all the time when I got my first leather coat. I guess I was about 16. Got my leather hipster from Diplomat. That's where it said Diplomat. I had that gray saddlebags across there, that burgundy leather hipster that I finally wanted. My mother never got me, and I had that hipster for Christmas, and I was so happy. Oh my goodness, Jack. So I got dressed to go down to bowling alley. I live in 21216. Shout out to the great 21216, Lafayette Avenue, Bentlow. Shout out to Tyrone's sub shop where it started on Lafayette. Joe Brown's Lafayette Bowling Alley, my neighborhood. So I put my outfit on. Doc, y'all can feel me. I had on them alpaca knit. I had on a pair of silken wools, gray silken wools. I had on a pair of them hush puppies from Damn Brothers. And I had on my leather hipster from Diplomat. That's where it's at. Diplomat. I'm reliving this. I'm going down the bowling alley. It's Christmas. Going down there with my outfit on. I'm the baby of 5 big brothers. And when I got a big brother. I got a big family. In my family, I got them all. I got millionaires. I got inventors. I got murderers and dope fiends too. In which I.E. I'm one of. West Baltimore, ex-dope fiend, jailbird, alcoholic, drug dealing, drug addict thug. Me, Party Marty. Let's get that. I'll tell you more about my story later. But yes, so I'm getting ready to go down there, and I got to leave, tell my mother, all right, Mom, get ready to go. She said, where you going? I said, I'm going down the bowling alley. She come down the steps. She said, where you going down the bowling alley? I said, yeah, I'm going down the bowling alley for a while. She said, well, leave, take that coat off. Leave that coat here. My brother's an agitator, Black Purdy. If you're from West Baltimore, you know my brother. He's a gangster. My brother said, take that coat off. I said, why I'm taking my coat off, Mom? It's chilly. I'm going to wear my coat. She said, wear something else. Them boys down the bowling alley stealing coats. My brother, Black Purdy, he leaned over the back. Yeah, because them boys down the bowling alley stealing coats. You know what I did? Wear my coat. My mother said, this is politely, shut up before I give you something to cry for. She don't pamper me. You ain't get no cookies. Don't be a good boy. Stop crying right now before I give you something to cry for. That's what Catherine Tate said. And my brother said, take that coat off for Estelle. Shut up before I give you something to cry for. My brother Blackbird agitated. Shut up before I give you something to cry for. Leave him alone. My mother told him, leave him alone. Okay, Ma. Then she told me, I said, I ain't going there. She said, well, then don't go. Ain't no problem. You can't wear your coat. You ain't going, don't go. She in the other family that meant, oh, please, you can wear your coat. My family don't mean nothing. She wants you don't want to go good. So in my mind, that's my format I'm giving you. I'm the baby of 5 big brothers. I'm Black Purdy. I'm Arnie Barney's brother. Juice, Darnell. Now I got 5 big brothers. Who the hell bothers somebody with 5 big brothers? Nobody. And in my mind, I want to say it so bad. You up there telling me don't go down the bowling alley because them boys is stealing people coats? Here we go. Drum roll, please. One more. Drum roll, please. If you go upstairs and you look under the bed, you'll find them damn coats. It's your sons that's stealing them. Your sons is the neighborhood thugs. You won't find them coats in the closet, underneath of the clothes. You won't find them coats underneath a pretty bed. You won't find them levels. They over there in Andre's duffel bag. Your sons is the neighborhood thugs. So, any response, Robert Young? Man, the governor, the mayor, the congressman, the senator, they ain't take nobody coats down there on Bentlow Street at the bowling alley. We did. We did. If it is to be, let it start with me. If we want to deal with the murder and chaos and confusion, start at home. Start at home. That's where you start, at home. What part did you play? Back in the day, the PTA meeting was so full, you couldn't even get in the cafeteria. Then they had to move it to the auditorium, where it was standing room only. You can go to a PTA meeting now, and it may not be 10 families in there, and there's 400 kids in the school. If it is to be, let it start with me. My response, Mr. Young, step one. Police our own damn neighborhoods. Step one, deal with our own children. Step one, own up to our shortcomings and deal with what we're doing wrong in our household. CC, segue into you. Comment?
Absolutely. And Robert Young, he just said that we need more programs for youth, and you're absolutely right about that. But the foundation of any child starts at home. We need more fathers in the homes. We need to see more father figures in the community. We need more mentors, male and female, because these days the girls are just as bad as the boys.
Yes.
And we need to stop shifting this. First of all, we need to stop attacking our black politicians. That's one thing that I'm just had it up the hill with, because of the simple fact that that's what the wonderful people want to see, the beautiful people tearing each other down, because then they feel justified when they do it. If we don't even support our own, if we don't even get along with our own, if we don't even stand in the paint for our own, then why would anybody else? Why would they? Why would they? You know? And when it come down, I remember back in the day, when it come down to the clean part, we used to have Afro clean blocks. People used to take pride in making sure that their block was the cleanest. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. They used to take them little tires and plant the flowers out there, and everybody took so much pride in it. But now it's an anomaly to even see somebody get a broom and sweep their own front off. If you're walking down the street and you come out your door and you see that it's dirty out there, now people just walk right past it. If you don't take pride in where you live, the mayor don't live there, the governor
Right.
don't live there. So if you don't care, they don't care. And that's just, it's a sad reality, but it's a reality. And we have to start taking, just like, I'm saying the same thing that Maurice saying, and the same thing that Latanya is saying here. Everybody need to stop pointing the finger at each other and work together. Because we can't realistically expect things to change if we don't start to change everything, you have to start somewhere. You know, you just sweeping off your front may encourage somebody else to come outside and sweep their front. And before you know, everybody on the block may want to keep their block clean. You know, we don't live in the city, but as funniest thing, Christmas time. You know, anybody that's followed on Facebook, you saw all the lights, and we had the whole Christmas village out front in our little yard. As soon as Maurice went out there and started putting up stuff, nobody had any lights up on the block. Then across the street, put theirs up the street, put theirs up. Somebody came and knocked on the door and asked us where did we get the decorations from because they wanted to put theirs up. So you see, sometimes the same way that negativity can be infectious and contagious, so can positive actions. So we have to start making positive actions, and maybe it'll catch on, just like negativity does. And when it comes down to the safety aspect of it, you know, we killing each other. So we can't really look. I mean, every time we hear a police brutality incident or something, we're outraged, we're appalled, as we should be. But some of these people getting these ideas from us. They getting the idea that we don't care about each other, that we don't care about us. So if you don't care about yourself, then people won't feel like they can do anything to you because not even you care. Not even your neighbor cares. You know, some of these things are just things. Some of this violence is just violence that just it's violence. But some of these things can be prevented. You know, some of these things, there are precursors to some of these incidents that happen. You know, but nobody wants to intervene. Nobody wants to step in until after the fact. And we have to stop being reactive and be proactive. We have to start at the root of where these problems are before they become 6 o'clock news. You know, we see these troubled youth. We see these young people that's not going to school, selling drugs, doing whatever they can to head down that wrong road. That's why I always say, you know, and I'm not just saying because they're here, but I always say that if any two men that I know that I admire, they right here on this podcast, my husband and Doc, because they are men that take action in their community. They mentor young people. They call up their young friends that was on Facebook doing something crazy, or their family members that's on there and say, no, let's not do that. You know, Doc's phone is always on. His door is always open. He's always there to help, to listen, to guide, you know, and that's what we need more of in our community if we want to get a handle on some of these problems.
I called, first of all, thank you, C, before Doc gets in there, and I want y'all, again, anybody that's new in here that doesn't know this, I don't call him Doc because it's a nickname when he's a basketball player. I call him Doc because he has a PhD. He has a doctorate. You know what I mean? And if it's people that don't know who exactly is, he's also the same person that we knew as Crazy Ted. Don't tell me, thank you, Rob. Let me tell you something. Don't tell me people can't change. No, people can't change. I'm gonna let Doc, you know, come in and tell you what he's doing, and I would ask Doc, please, to also give his format exactly what Robert Young. Thank you for starting us off with a bang. Thank you for starting the season off with a bang. That was a great question that you came up with. That was a great format, and we're gonna let you know that this is why we're here. We're out here to start podcasts to talk about some things. I have Doc on here with the program and stuff because he's going to give you some insight that you understand. My wife, but she's also an awesome engineer. But first of all, if it is to be, let it start with me. Mr. Young started it. If it is to be, let it start with me. The first thing we need to do to start dealing with this chaos and confusion is improve our damn self. We need to improve our damn self. We need to work on our own damn home. Our families put so much into this. CC touched on the Afro Clean box. We have foundation. We had the foundation. James Mosier, oldest surviving Black Little League in the state of Maryland, is there. But we don't put our kids in no more of these problems. We don't straighten up the blocks. Y'all, Doc and Cece remembers when North Avenue, where Cece comes from, Robert Young, you know it because you know Cece's family. On North Avenue, remember them white steps?
Oh, yeah.
It's out there scrubbing them white steps. We were known for that. You look at them now. They're deplorable. Still got the steps sitting there and the house is gone. It's all about foundation, in my opinion. This is the foundation. But right now, this year, my prayer right now is to get involved with these programs. I ain't just talking to Doc no more. Now I'm going to put my tennis on. When he out there walking, I'm going to be out there walking. When he out there talking about some stuff, I'm going to be out there talking about some stuff. And he handing out turkeys, I'm going to be handing out turkeys too. I'm not going to keep talking about what I'm doing or get on here and ask him to be part of my program, and I'm not part of his program. Doc has some real powerful messages that he has, but he's in the roots of it. I tell that story, was up there with Men Against Murder, and they was walking around the neighborhood. I said, I'm going up there, I'm going to do this. Man, that shit was scary at first. You shutting down drug corners.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But Doc's an ex-thug. I'm an ex-thug. There's levels to this thing. I was always West Baltimore Party Marty. I'm out there, but I ain't with Doc level. But I was out there. My name rang in the streets. They knew who I was. But, you know, I mean, Doc, Godfather is who? Doc, who's your Godfather?
Lil Melvin.
Lil Melvin. So he don't, you know, like I do, walk over, hey, Melvin, how you doing, Black? And shake his hand because he know my brother. He go in his house and eat dinner, pick him up, take him on a ride to the airport, or go to 7-Eleven with him. You get what I'm saying? There's levels to these things. Right now, what we need to do is bridge these gaps and levels.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be out there with Doc and find out what we can do. You ain't got to be out there. My thing was to be out there with Doc and be in the front line and walking out there. And I played it off, Doc. I left. I left, you know, not because I was scared.
Mm-hmm.
But because I was scared. It was intimidating. I own up to my shortcomings. I'm West Baltimore Party Marty. If I run from a fight right now, that don't make me a chump because I fought 99 times.
But what you didn't know,
I didn't fight once. Right.
What you didn't know, man, it was just comforting to see you for the time that I did. You encouraged me, you know what I'm saying, to be out there. You encouraged me, you know what I'm saying, you know, and people know you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People know you for back then and people know you for right now. And so, you know, so it's good, man. You was relevant then and you relevant now. And to have a brother, you know what I'm saying, to just come out there, even if it's for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, you know what I'm saying, that really made a difference, brother.
Thank you.
Really made a difference.
Doc gets over there and he talks to gang leaders, flies himself in New York in the boroughs and stuff like that so that they can have a summit. Or trying to see what I can do to stop this beef. I ain't built like that. I own up to my shortcomings. I'm party, but I ain't built like that. I want to know for people to have programs like yours, and Doc is going to tell you, and I want y'all to listen in for a minute. He's going to hit on a few programs that he has going on. Some real, as we say, big boy shit that maybe this year we can help be part of. Doc, can you tell us about a few programs and give us your background? Tell us exactly what it is that you do.
Yeah, I will. I did want to just mention real quick about the, you know, the question that was kind of put out there earlier that y'all addressed, you know, saying, talking about, you know, the mayor and different things.
Yes.
Well, for me, I don't think that I could put the blame on one person at all because it's not, you know, I don't think it's all the community. It's not all mayor, you know what I'm saying, you know, Brandon, you know what I'm saying, or any of that, you know what I'm saying, you know, we have to also understand that, you know, we have to do this together. And so to me, you know what I'm saying, we need the media even, you know, so I would put 25% on the media. You know what I'm saying? The media needs to have more, you know what I'm saying, positive things that they're putting out as opposed to like how Fox will just show the worst thing that they make it seem like people should never even visit Baltimore. And
I know they got people thinking as soon as you step out your door, somebody gonna shoot you.
Exactly. And that's their role that they play. And we have to change that. We have to hold them accountable for what they are actually reporting. Now they're like, well, we're the ones that hold them accountable. We need to hold them accountable. Start doing more positive things. Start showing more positive, images, because these images are actually plaguing, things. Do you know that really drug crimes went up when Scarface came out and when New Jack City came out? So either people wanted to be Scarface or they wanted to be Nino Brown. Two movies that didn't even have a sequel, but you want to be the person that didn't even make it to part 2. And so so it's unfortunate. So I hold the media, accountable. So I hold our politicians, because our politicians, even with the mayor, and that's a friend of mine actually, but we have to identify groups and people who are on the ground, boots on the ground, and who are helping the people, and the community actually know them. I don't care what community before we had somebody like Nana or Big Mama that was selling those icy cups in the community. Right. And everybody knew where to go to. She ain't had no store, but you came to her house and you bought an icy cup, and it was just juice in a cup frozen.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is that, identify people that actually know the community, people who are cleaning up, people who are doing different things, people even like my organization, Men Against Murder. People can change, the whole 9. And then we need the politicians and the mayor to help them to build a infrastructure so that they can actually receive resources and grant money. Because a lot of these people that's on the streets, they doing it because they have a heart to do this, but a lot of them don't have the infrastructure to receive the money. So the same people been getting the same money as far as funding, but not the people that's on the ground. And then after that, we definitely got to hold the community, accountable for allowing certain things. We have to come together and say, like, look, because see, like for me, ain't nobody dumping no trash in front of my house. Right. Ain't nobody dumping no trash in front of your house. You know what I'm saying? But what we can do is, why is it acceptable to go down on Fayette Street or go down on Division Street, go on McCullough Street and certain places and dump a couch in your alley? We, the people, if you see trash in front of your house, pick that up. If you see certain things, and the other piece is that as you are accountable, as you are connecting with your community, as you are connected, you have earned the right to say something to that young man that's doing something crazy out there in front of your house. You have earned the right. You don't earn the right to never say nothing to them. Don't speak to them. Don't ask them how their day going. Don't encourage them for going to school. None of that. And then you want to be like, yeah, pull your pants up, take them gold teeth out, and just get a job. You don't earn the right to discipline somebody that you have no connection with. To only talk about what bad they're doing, but you don't tell them about, look, man, you know what, I saw a program that's going on. You might benefit from this. They giving away free suits. And you know what? He will thank you just for thinking about him. And so, so to me, if we could bring the politicians to be held accountable for being able to embrace these organizations and the people and the community with helping them. And then you could also hold the media accountable for always putting all these negative images and not balancing it out with positive. If we could do that, and then bring the people. One is, a lot of the people that would do something, they afraid to tell the police what they saw. They afraid to go to court because they feel nobody got their back. And that's something that we have to change as far as with that. We got to stand with that person that's saying that, I'm going to stand against the negativity, and they don't need to feel outnumbered. That person that is negative, doing wrong in the community, needs to feel outnumbered. He need to feel like ain't nobody gonna let you on this block doing this. You know what I'm saying? They need to feel that, I'm outnumbered. Right now, they feel like they outnumber the good people. And I refuse to believe that the negative people that we do have in this city outnumber the good people we got here. And that's how we're going to be able to do this. We got to do this all together. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody keep pointing at the mayor. Everybody keeps saying the commissioner just need to lock people up. We don't have enough jails to lock up everybody. We have to change this from the from the inside out. And that's really one of the things that we're going to have to do as far as with that. And that's how it is.
Doc, that 100% was a good closure. You know what I mean? And with that, CC is going to keep a banner going. And this is going to be our motto. If it is to be, let it start with me. Simple as that. If it is to be, let it start with me. Robert Young, good way of starting us off. And good way of getting us to get our motto out here. That's what we're doing this year. If it is to be, let it start with me. We're going to talk about programs. We're going to talk about where to get a job. We're going to tell you about some formats and stuff. CC and Gina and them have spotlight on small business. Doc is not going to always have to be out there. A shout out to the people that's helping, the Cunninghams, the BBs, you know what I mean? It's just so many of them to get out there and send donations, and Gina and Pastor Ron and them. It can't be just them 3 or 4 all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be just them couple all the time. Gotta be all of us. If it is to be, let it start with me. And Doc say he out there doing a march. He ain't tell you to get out there and wear no bulletproof vest. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, but if it is to be, let it start with me. We need to do that. And I'm gonna do this. I'm a segue in, because y'all know how I do. I'm a segue in to my wife's topic today. What was your topic today, CC? Because this is a good segue for you. What's your topic?
Yes, it is. My topic today was, I really wanted to address this situation that's going on with Marilyn Mosby.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we've all heard about what's going on, and for those who've been under a rock, she's the state's attorney for Baltimore City, and she has been federally indicted. I think 5 charges, 2 charges of perjury, 2 charges of lie. I don't even know what you call lying on a mortgage application, what kind of federal charge that is. But
first of all, every damn body done that.
Right.
Now, I own a couple homes. Everybody then had a gray area with lying on a mortgage thing. So go ahead. I apologize.
And removing money from her city retirement plan and her 401k under COVID-19 hardship exemption, and she didn't have any hardship. So let me start with that one. First of all, your hardship and my hardship are not the same hardship. That's the first thing. If a person, they say she got a raise, she made over $200,000 or whatever. But first of all, I have an issue with retirement plans and 401ks where you got to jump through all these hoops to get money that you work for. It's your money. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's free money. It's not like somebody hit the lottery. It's not like you took a loan out or you took a gun and went and stuck somebody up. That was her money. That was in her retirement. Now, if later on when she retired and she don't have that money because she took it out, that should be on her. Just my personal feeling. I've been in a position where I tried to take money out of a 401k, and it's an absolute nightmare to take your own money, your own savings. So that in and of itself is just a part of the system that needs to be reevaluated. But going back to the subject at hand, which is Marilyn Mosby, they have been picking on this woman. They have been trying to bully this woman ever since she brought charges against the officers who murdered Freddie Gray.
Yes.
And ever since then, she has had a target on her back. Every move she make has been scrutinized harder than any other city politician. I mean, she can't take a vacation. They want to know where the money came from. I mean, it's just, for lack of a better term, it's just been a political witch hunt. And I really understand that she has stood up to these bullies and they don't like it. She never backs down. She never shies away. Whenever they say something about her, she's right out there doing a press conference. Wait a minute, let me read this comment that Latanya made. She said, I understand she took her own money out, but if her hardship was for her business, then she should have took the money and applied it to that business. I feel that she should not have went and bought two homes. Yes, we all probably have slighted the truth, but she should have used it for the hardship they are claiming she had.
That's a good comment. Let me give me just my opinion on that. I receive money for pandemic relief for my business, Party Marty's Moon Bouncers. So let me ask you, if you give me $10,000 to Party Marty's Moon Bouncers, I'm wondering, should I go off and spend $8,000 on more moon bouncers that aren't moving around? But at the same time, I'm paying last month's mortgage this month. I'm a month in arrear with my home. My car needs tires on it. You feel me? The roof has a semi leak. I don't know if I should fix the things that need fixing with this money that was really, and we'll let Doc comment on that. Thank you, Tanya. That's a good topic, a good format to move into. And I apologize, CC. That money can also be used to help me get out of the hole doing some things because of the pandemic. Now, I really don't need no more moon bounces because ain't nobody using no more moon bounces. You feel me? So if I go sink the money into that, what if she says that here's two homes that's out here now? I don't think she's buying two more homes to live in. She already has a home she's living in, I'm sure. And what would you say, CC and Doc? Her position has got to pay $250,000 a year, correct?
It does.
It's got to make $250,000 a year. Her and her husband got to make another $250,000. So their annual income is $500,000. So let's say they own a home. I think they bought those homes maybe to make money or because it was a good deal or something like that. So isn't that something smart that you would do with your business as in a business? I don't know, and I can only use myself, Tanya, and that's a good question. Thank you, and I follow you with that format. But if that money that was allocated to me, I would be a bad steward of that money if my moon bounces aren't moving around and I go off and take that money and buy more moon bounces. I apologize. Back to you, C.
And I think that one thing about the hardship exemption for COVID especially was exactly what you said, Maurice, that people people are unaware that that hardship exemption is for, it doesn't have to be used towards the business that's already having a hardship. It's supposed to be used towards the individual. So whatever they feel like their needs are, and the qualification is that you have to have a business. So I think that being as though her businesses were related to travel,
And nobody's traveling.
and nobody is traveling, but her businesses were supposed to be formed to give underserved and underprivileged people a chance to travel that normally wouldn't get a chance to travel. So who's to say, and I'm not saying that I don't know what the case was, but in my mind, I think that that could all tie in together. You know what I'm saying? Because if she's here in the city of Baltimore trying to give underserved or underprivileged youth a chance to travel, you know how many children in Baltimore have never been to Florida, have never been outside of Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? So that, and she was using it, as you said, not as a property to live in. She was using it as a rental, a vacation rental. So you don't know if her plan was to tie those two in together or what the plan was. But my whole thing is that I'm not right, wrong, indifferent. That's what we have. Right, that's what we have a court for. But at the same time, I think that she was judged under a standard that nobody else would have been judged under, because because they already had it out for her. You know what I'm saying? If that's what we doing, then let's go through that whole city council, senate, all of these. You think she the only one lied on a mortgage application? Do you think that she the only one that took some of her own money out and used it for whatever she felt like was her hardship?
And let's also don't forget, see, I don't mean to cut you off. Let's also don't forget, this isn't stolen money.
Right.
This isn't stolen money. You say, what does that say?
It says not to say you would go and buy more moon balances. You said you would apply it to your other bills.
Yes, I applied to my other bills, and I would make a good decision on something that would make my moon bounce company stronger later. You know, that, you know, something else too. That's another topic we need to have when we talk about it. These damn spam calls, they're ridiculous. They're ridiculous, man. They starting to call you now, Ted and CC, everybody out there from 443 numbers, 410 about my darn CC. They said something about our what is it? Our warranty is
warranty on your car.
The warranty on your car. CC, how old is your truck? A month and a half? 2 months ago. The warranty is gone on a 2022 in the 15th day. You're getting on my damn nerves. We're gonna let Doc comment on that. But yeah, first of all, Tanya, thank you for the topic. Yeah, let's see that it depends upon what's making a good decision. And we just saying hypothetically anyway, so don't scrutinize everything we're saying. She could have bought 2 houses down there in Miami, and that would have been where she flew kids in to see what it's like to live in Miami. Exactly. You never know what a person's doing. She's trying to better her financial situation. Those houses, let's use this, Doc. They were $1 million homes that were being foreclosed on for $250,000. That she would never get a chance to buy this $1 million home at $250,000 again. So she went to get some of her money. You know what I mean? This. Thank you, Tanya. This is what I'm talking about, because I went through this. I went to get my granddaughter 20 was going to college, and I know my son Everest, and then when they went to school, they got all these darn what they call student loans. Please don't tell nobody. My wife stepped away from the screen for a minute, so don't tell her I said this when she get back, because I know you snakes will tell. Do you know my wife is still dealing with a student loan? She's still paying on a damn student loan from 30 years ago. She's still paying on it. She bought that student loan, Doc, to me. I married into her student loan. I married into her student loan. What they call grandfather then? I married into her student loan. We can't get rid of the student loan. She still pays it bit by bit, $120, $130. That don't seem like much. But she been paying $130 won't kill our income. But before I met my wife, I bet that $130 was whipping her ass. $130 we spent at lunch now. But $130 was her gas and electric and phone bill at one time. So you don't know what another person's hardship is, but she might have saw a chance to go off and better herself. And when I went, my granddaughter was going to school, so they said that if you pay for it, it's not. I didn't want 20 to have this student loan thing, and I was party. Life was good. I went over there and get some of my money out of my 401k. The penalty on me getting money out of my 401k, first of all, that I didn't know, that I found out it lost $13,000 damn dollars when I went in that building that day. I never watched my 401k out there in Podcast Land because it's never lost. They just put money in there. And I didn't have a financial problem, so I didn't look at that. It was just money. You feeling me? So when I went over there to get some money out and to get some money for her, I walked into that building with the $5,000 I wanted to get for her to pay her college tuition, and the money I lost, and a penalty, I walked in that door down $24,000.
And not to cut you off, but one thing that people don't realize about 401ks and retirement plans and all of that you have through employment is that they don't want you to take your money out because it's probably not there. Because what they take your money and do is invest it in stocks. That's how the money grows. Right. So sometimes anybody that's ever done anything in the stock market, if it ain't nothing bigger than Facebook, Cash App stocks, that stocks can be up and down. So
that's right.
At any given moment, the stock could be making money right now and thriving, and then tomorrow morning it could just tank, with no warning. So that's why they make it so difficult for people to get their money out, because a lot of the time they probably don't even have the money.
Doc, they told me to just leave it there, Tanya. They said, just leave it there. It'll come back. It'll come back. I told them, you don't get my damn money. If you don't separate my money from yours, I went over there and talked myself out of it. I destroyed myself because when I retired, I didn't have anything in the 401k because I got mad and took it out. But that's West Baltimore Party Marty. You know what I mean? I get mad. That's how I solve everything. Give me my damn money. Well, yeah, well, if you leave it, you're going to do that. You think that you had a problem when you took it? You better call you some more security guard, because him over there, he don't wear enough for you to not give me my damn money. Every nickel I got in there, give it to me. I went and got it, screwed it up, because I was already angry when I got it. I went shopping. I screwed up some money. I should have had it, you know what I mean, but later. But anyhow, see, let's let Doc get in there and respond. CC, good topic. Doc, what do you think about? What is the topic? Your topic, CC? Marilyn Mosley.
Well,
Doc, get in there.
Well, it's funny, when I was young, I never thought I would be rooting for a state's attorney. But in this situation, I think that it's some of it is political. And that's the part that I have a problem with. The same person that brought charges actually against her was the same person who donated to the people she was running against before, twice. Mm-hmm. So he clearly is not for her. He's clearly against her. And that's why I feel the city really should rally around what's going on. You know what I'm saying? As far as with
hold 1 second, please. I don't mean to cut you off. Say that again. The person who brought charges against her, what? Give that to me again.
The person who brought charges against her, the U.S. State's attorney who brought charges against her, was a person who supported her opponents. The same people that she ran against, he donated money to them twice. You know what I'm saying? As far as that. So to me, this goes deeper than just, we just happen to check every last little paper and we see that she marked 2 boxes. Because that don't even make any real sense. That out of all of the paperwork, out of everything that you tried to dig up on this lady, and really, saying this has been also with the governor trying to really having a problem, because he has a problem with anybody black that's running Baltimore City. He has a problem. He has a problem with it. And I'll just put it out there. I know a lot of people don't want to talk about that, and they're, he's great and this, that. No, he's petty is what he is. Because we should not, with knowing what's going on in Baltimore City, we should not have to ask for resources. We should not have to try to prove what's happening here for him to do what he's supposed to do for any city that's in Maryland. So that's one of the things that I have a problem with, as far as with that. And to be honest, yes, it was her own money, but she's able to use a hardship the way that she chooses to, because what the hardship is really dealing with, you would have gotten some money, you didn't get some money, so we're trying to bring your quality of life back up. And the mere fact that she got it out of something that was dealing with retirement, this home may be her family's retirement. So what she just pretty much flipped it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I don't really have no beef with that. And so, but I think that and it's so unfortunate, but I will say that being some of our black politicians, they have to remind themselves that they cannot do what their white counterparts have done for years.
Right, that you're black first and politician second.
Because they already do not want you in place, and they will try to do something to try to get you out. I don't think it's a coincidence that every little thing, you know, that they got. I mean, you look at what they did to Sheila Dixon, you know what I'm saying, over the gift cards. You know what I'm saying? Man, but hold on. But I'm like, but do you know how many kickbacks that Schaefer did to make that deal with the harbor, the inner harbor?
I was part of that.
For him.
Yeah.
They made a statue for him, but they got her for gift cards.
Right.
We have to really see that we have to really see that they're trying to bamboozle the people.
Yeah.
Just don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. Do not fall for that. Those white politicians that was doing deals in Sparrows Point, and that was doing deals for the inner harbor, and that was doing deals for the gallery to be built, and all of that stuff down there. They have to understand that, you know what, we cannot do some of those same little deals because they are going to come after us, and they're going to. And part of this is really character assassination, because she is going up. Because what she's doing is she's actually going up for re-election in about 6 months.
5 months.
So. Yeah, or 5 months. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And so 5 months. So you're talking about that she is now just having to clear her name. So she can't even really promote the job she would do, because she's right now fighting for her life just for her name. And that's really what it was all about. I wouldn't be surprised if Governor Hogan wasn't really behind some of this, to be honest with you. Because after she spoke out against him about how he was doing Baltimore, and how he was tearing down Baltimore, you know, and she just did a video not too long ago. All of this stuff just happened. That's why I said, but to see what Schaefer and them did, and different politicians prior to her, and this is like a drop in the bucket. This is nothing. But they are coming. They are make sure that they are coming for our the black ones. They are coming for the black politicians. And we cannot afford to give them the ammunition to put in the gun to shoot at us.
And not only the black politicians, you know, if anybody can see that our illustrious governor really has a problem with Baltimore City.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm sure that Baltimore City is not the only jurisdiction that's run by a person of color. But I know with certainty that they have not delved into the finances and all of this of the people in Prince George's County, you know, richest county in the state. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of black politicians, but you know, as long as they keep the county the way that they have it, then it's fine. You know, all of these things are a travesty when people are looking at them from the distance. You know, but they don't want this stuff to come to their front door.
Right.
So they have a problem with everything that's going on in the city. But how often do you, and another reason why I believe they really went after her so hard was because when the governor wanted her to break open her books and show what her office had done, she did it. With no problem. They were expecting her to stutter step and all of this stuff, and she did it. You know, they said that the numbers were skewed and they didn't represent, and just to touch on really quickly what Maurice was saying about the media. Fox 45 is just so
the worst.
They
hate black people.
I don't even think I ever seen
a
feel good story on Fox 45 News. You know, I watch the news. I usually watch Channel 13. and they give you all the death and destruction and this, that, and the third, but then they come back and tell you a little girl cuddled up with a puppy when she got lost in the wilderness, and tell you, they tell you something, some kind of feel good story. I have never seen one on Fox, ever.
I'm gonna tell you something else too, and this is Latanya, the one that asked the question, is one of my co-workers at Great Clifton T. Perkins. And I can remember, just so y'all know out there, sometimes y'all use people and get some information from. Y'all, a lot of times people don't use people for what they're good at. This podcast can give you some information. Doc said that this person was against them and they were a paid contributor to somebody else that was running against them. That's the first time I heard this. My wife's a reader, so I hear this. I remember when Tanya was I'm not getting up in this, but she was planning her wedding. And we were on the same unit. Shout out to the great 2 weeks at Clifton T. Perkins. You know what I mean? She was planning a wedding. And I watched, this was so long ago. This was I didn't know about internet and this and that. And I watched her wheeling and dealing and putting together stuff to get stuff cheaper. CC, you know what I mean? That's when you just start dealing with the internet and just start dealing with Amazon and ordering stuff, right? She had a fabulous wedding, and shout out to her and her husband, who they appear to be so very happy. But anyway, sometimes you can't pull the wool over everybody's eyes.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Sometimes people have information for you. So I used to go in Tanya's office all the time. When I wanted to order another set of headphones, I wanted to do this or do that. She did it. She did. That was her field. Going online, she's, doing all that kind of stuff was her field. So I used her to help me to do those kind of things. Now, that being said, this is the format. When you start hearing these little things, not just on our podcast, any podcast, any information, implement it sometime in your daily routine. When somebody's talking about it, speak on it. You get what I'm saying? I am not a reader. The book ain't got no damn pictures in it. I ain't reading the book. My wife read them crazy thing, one thing after another, after another, after another. That's what Doc wanted to do. You know what I mean? But Doc and Cece never try to talk over your head. They never try to get over your head with words, because I'm sure they got a plethora of words and immense vocabulary, and I'm appalled that they don't do it. Huh? How y'all like that out there in podcast? Like, yeah, y'all something real smooth, legerdemain. I want to give y'all some sleight of hand. I'm party. I listen to people when they're talking. You know what I mean? Then I use it. I ain't gonna read no books. I ain't gonna figure it out. I'm going to implement it in my conversation. But somewhere out there, y'all, please, I strongly urge y'all, please try to learn, get some information from some of these topics. Don't let just somebody just tell you, oh, they out here stealing, they should do this and do that. You didn't see the Tanya say, well, my opinions are not the same as yours is wrong. That ain't what she said. That ain't what I said. That ain't what Cece said. That ain't what Doc said. Robert Young had a topic. He asked the topic, and we spoke on it. This is 2022. I strongly urge y'all, me, everybody out here in the panel, everybody out here in podcast land, get some information. Implement it in your daily routine. If it is to be, let it start with me. We need to make sure there ain't nobody dumping trash in front of our house. So guess what? Don't dump no damn trash in front of theirs. Trash didn't magically appear. Somebody out here dumped it. Your nasty ass self. Somebody out here dumped it. When you go over there and start talking about all this, why the black economy isn't the same, and you don't buy nothing from a black business, what part did you play? What part did you play? I am not abreast of the whole thing with Miss Mosley. But all I heard, and I do know this, her damn money. They ain't never accused her of stealing nothing. So when y'all go off and tell a story, tell the whole story. They're talking about she misappropriated how she got her damn money. She used the wrong word. This wasn't a grant. This wasn't a loan. This wasn't nothing. This was her damn money that she tried to get slick and didn't pay the penalty on. Okay, charge her with not paying the penalty. But don't act like she's a damn thief because she took some of her money that she worked all this time for what to spend.
And
Damn, Doc, Cece, I'm gonna leave this now. Let you go in there. Doc finally gets to do something with his damn money. Been in school all his life. I don't know why his wife ain't leaving him. I don't know why she ain't leaving. Miss Sutton should leave his black ass. All he do is go off. He got a PhD. Why we ain't in Hawaii? Why we ain't on the beach? Why we ain't mean that? Because I gotta go to the gun seminar. I gotta talk to Pookie. Because Pookie going over there. The Crips is fighting the blood. I know his wife looking at. God damn. Then he finally one time want to go on vacation to Hawaii. Well, I'm in Hawaii, but I still got to speak Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But when I get back from speaking, the most we wanted to buy some houses with our own damn money. Let's see.
And like I said, that to me that she could easily tie those together. But it just came to me when you said something that you were saying.
Yeah.
Made that other charge come to my mind. They said she didn't disclose that she had a federal tax lien. And she said, which may or may not be true, that she didn't know about it at the time that she made the application. Let me tell you something, people. Anybody that's married, anybody that's in a long-term relationship, in a relationship where you share bills, you know that is very possible. That something can be due, happen to us all the time. You know, something will be due, and that might be a bill that Maurice should normally pay. You know, but I don't even know that it's due because it's not something that I normally pay. Taxes and stuff like that, that's something that he pay. So if we had a federal tax lien on a house or something, I wouldn't know. Because that's his bill, and I trust him to handle his part, just like I handle the things that I'm supposed to handle. So
I literally don't know about the car insurance or the boat insurance or the house insurance. Doc, how many vehicles we own? See,
7.
We own 7 vehicles and a yacht. Doc, I don't pay every last one of them have insurance on them. But Doc, that ain't my bill.
Right.
And if we got 2 cars, we got 2 vehicles that we making payments on. I don't own the Range Rover, and that brand new thing I only made 1 payment on it. So you got to have full coverage. So I know our insurance it can't be no game. But guess what? I'm smart enough, Doc, not to ask how much it is because I don't pay it. Because if you ever get a chance for me to say something about my mother, well, how much is it? And yes, how much it is. It can't be cheap. 7 vehicles in a boat.
Oh, I know.
But I would my mouth up. I ain't gonna say nothing about it. I don't pay it. So if they came up and told me that I had an accident and I didn't have no insurance, I would just look baffled because I don't pay the bill. You feel me? So what Cece's saying, it can happen.
And one thing about it is, this ain't a boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody tell you. I done had boyfriends. Marriage is different.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Marriage is very different. I done had a lot of boyfriends. I only had 1 husband, and marriage is very different. You know, so in a marriage, the foundation of a marriage is trust. You know, so she trusts him to handle what he's supposed to handle, and she don't question. I don't question my husband about the bills that he's supposed to pay. You know what I'm saying? Now, if the mortgage company come and sit us out in the street, I would be looking stupid just like she, because I'm gonna be like, what the? You know what I'm saying? But I don't come and say, hey, Maurice, did you pay the mortgage this month? Did you pay the taxes? Number 1, he a grown man. And number 2, I trust my husband to be my husband. So he know that if he don't pay the mortgage, him and his wife and his dog gonna be sitting out in the street.
Not my dog. I
don't think they're gonna let the dog stay, baby. But that being said, I don't question him about did you pay the mortgage this month? Because he know that that's his bill to pay the mortgage. I know that the mortgage, I don't even worry about that.
Yeah. Doc, get in there.
Well, I mean, I think that's I mean, we hitting on a lot of things right there. You know what I'm saying? We talking about trust. We talking about marriage. We talking about, you know what I'm saying, pretty much just having each other's back. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, and that's really what it's about, because it's funny because, you know, like I don't pay the insurance, but I pay the insurance. You know what I'm saying? My wife, man, my wife do, you know, pretty much, you know, like all of that. And I'm glad that I can trust, because I think that being in the streets and dealing with different things, you know, that's one of the things that we don't get an opportunity to do, is to put that level of trust in anybody. When you can trust a person with your life, that's, to me, that's marriage. That's real marriage. You know, right there, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, and so really you're not worrying about them, you know, saying, taking care of business, because you know they're going to do what they say they're going to do, you know what I'm saying? And so, and so it's to see this Black Power couple to now not be able to really serve the city the way that they really could, because they're focusing on just trying to clear their name. I think that's unfortunate, but that's why I was saying that, you know, I'm rooting for them to come out of this, but I also got to say that when you know that you speak out and you do different things, you know, you cannot give no ammunition at all to your enemy. And I think that they kind of did that, you know, almost like they was regular people.
Right.
Like I know I couldn't have did nothing slick with trying to get no PPP money and try to do it, you know what I'm saying, being slick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the way that I speak out and different things, man, they would have been on me. They would have been happy to now show the narrative. Now they ain't show when I ran in the burning building and saved a girl, or when I stopped a carjacker from carjacking somebody on Liberty Road, or when I stopped a mugger in Walbrook Junction going in the trap house and working with gang members and leading marches and everything. They don't show that. But they would love to show the perp walk with somebody with handcuffs on, you know what I'm saying, coming out of my house or my building or whatever the situation is. That's the narrative that they would want to be able to show. You know what I'm saying?
And that's to say they got everything that they can find all this fault in Marilyn Mosby, but nobody will ever say this, that this modern day era of us holding police officers accountable for what they do in Black and brown communities started with her.
Yes.
Whether or not those cops,
Freddie Gray, wasn't it? Freddie Gray?
Yeah. Whether they got convicted or not, she was one of the first prosecutors that had the courage to stand up and say, no matter if you wear a uniform or not, that this is wrong and this should not happen. And then after that happened, then a lot of other prosecutors started stepping up and holding people accountable. But she was the first one, in my opinion, that had the courage to put herself out there. But nobody would say that.
You know,
she was.
Y'all, that was a great topic. I want to first of all thank you everybody for that. Robbie Young and Tanya, thank you very much for keeping us going with that. I want to get mine in real quick. My topic real quick today, because we're in 2022. We're grassroots. We're starting from the ground. I want to talk about trust. I want to talk about how scary trust is. And this panel right here that we have is a perfect 3-4. Doc's wife is very attractive. She's smart, God. You just see Doc with his degrees and stuff. His wife got a wall full of degrees too, but she's very attractive. She's a powerful, small individual. You know what I mean? They got a powerful family, but there's some trust going on there. I have never been able to do this, and here's what I strongly urge you to get yourself in if you're fortunate enough to get the right person. I didn't know. I was so naive. I let my wife pay the bills. I let my wife pay the bills because she was the best at it. I pay late charges. I turn the cable on when they turn the cable off. You know what I mean? My wife didn't do that. So she was really good at this. She was good. She got our credit, but meaning her credit, because my credit still take a hit. A little co-signing for your kids and grandkids and stuff like that. Y'all, let me tell y'all, it's gonna come back and haunt your ass, because it always haunts me. But my wife, we use her credit when we're gonna do stuff, right? But a trust issue I've never had. My wife pays the bills, so i.e., Doc, my wife know exactly how much money I have. We have. Doc, I have. To the nickel. She has an account at Security Plus. I have an account at Security Plus. And except for that, every account, every bank, every credit union, everything, her name is on all of them. Every car, everything that we have, her name is on. So therefore, because if she paying the bill, she got to have access to it to pay it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She got to have access to it to pay it. And one day, you know what I mean? She said something to me. I said something about her when she was spending. And I always tell the story when we was going to Paris. I told you spent all this money. You spent $5,000, $7,000. We ain't even in the air yet. What you doing? And she turned around and threw it back in my face. You know what I mean? Well, that's all right. We can go to the Poconos. I mean, if you ain't got 7,000, I just say 70,000. That went over my head, Doc. I didn't think about it. You know, get out of my face. I ain't going to no Poconos. I'm West Baltimore Party Mall. I don't care where we want to go. Oh, she know how to hit my button. My button, I'm a show off type cat. You know what I mean? So I hit my button. It took me 3-4 days later. I came up on and said something. You been looking at my money. She said, you idiot. You idiot. Hell yeah, I've been looking at your money. How you think you pay the bills? Every account you have, I got access to.
Right.
But at the same time, my wife's retirement, and she's retired with full benefits from the state, goes into the kitty. Mm-hmm. She don't have her account on the side, and then we do this and we do that. Her money goes in the pot. She's real slick with it out there, podcast land. Then she can look back and say, well, you know, I ain't got no money because you saw where it's gone, and I had to pay this and I had to pay that. She's smart enough to put her money in the kitty so that when it's gone, I can't say nothing because that's where it is. Now, that being said, at the same time, Doc, you and I know, and CC knows, women ain't putting their money in the kitty. Mm-hmm. Men ain't putting their money in the kitty. Ain't no joint accounts no more. Mm-hmm. It's your account with your bill, my account with my bill. I'm telling y'all in 2022, you better start putting your money together. I end up with more now than I've ever had. Only because I got somebody else that's helping me. Now, I'm not saying to go off and put your money in there with Pookie. I ain't saying going off, put your money in there with somebody that's going to screw it up or nothing like that. But Doc says it, and Cece keeps saying it. My wife called me. What do you call me if somebody asks me about me? What's my name, baby? What am I?
Bob Barker.
No, what kind of husband?
Oh, the best husband in the world. You know, you got a couple names. I said Bob Barker because I'm telling you, my husband give away so many cars. I just feel like I'm living in the prices. We got 7, but we done gave away 10.
Yeah. That's my claim to fame. You know, Doc, you know, a car is no longer a luxury. Mm-mm. It's a necessity. You out there on them corners now, man. You doing everything you need to do. And I got a car sitting outside, and all I do is give it a high shot, ride it around the block, and then next month try to start it again, give it another high shot. Right now in the back of the truck. What's that? The Saturn sitting right there with a charged battery in the back of our thing. We got groceries and all sitting on because the battery keep dying because we don't drive it. But anyway, the whole catch is my wife calls me a good husband, and I love that. I love being that. But here's what I'm saying. My thing this year in 2022, y'all, ain't nothing wrong with being single. And before you get you a bum, or you ladies, before you get you a no good ass Negro, stay single. But y'all, I do want to say this. 2 heads is better than 1. 2 incomes is better than 1. You better start trying to pool your money together. Yeah. You better start trying to pool your money together. You better start, whoever's the best with the money. I don't care what nobody says. I have way more money than my wife. Way more money than my wife. And every time we turn around and go off and do something that costs money, her name end up on it too. Because my wife got way better credit than me. And it's gonna be things out there in life, y'all. I'll bring this home that you ain't gonna be able to reach in your pocket and buy. Your credit is important, y'all. Don't let nobody tell you. Them people, them wonderful people have tricked us with that. You ain't gonna be able to buy for cash everything. You're not gonna be able to buy for cash everything. See, you know, we're in the process of getting another home too, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot to it, isn't it?
A lot.
A lot to it. We didn't have enough money for this, enough money for that. You usually use Doc knows this, and out there podcast land, you may or may not know this. I use my houses that we own to go get the next house. Oh, we own a couple houses. We use that. It's right. You know, you go there and say, what's your collateral? I got this house. I got the house. Guess what? That house don't mean nothing to them no more. They don't use house for collateral no more. Bank got so many houses. They don't want to hear that. You're so upside down with these houses and stuff now. They don't want to hear that. And you better have you some credit.
And people will walk away from houses these days. And one thing for sure, and two for certain, the bank don't want no house. They're not a real estate company. They're a bank. They want money. You know
what they say I had. What is mine, baby? Debt to income ratio.
Yeah. And
that's to get the house. And they told me my debt to income ratio. I said, huh? Well, you owe for this house. I don't own the house. You know, my parents gave me a house down there. My parents had the house for 70 years. It was paid for about the last 40, 50. I had it 7 days, God damn it, and it was in hock. Doc, 7 days. I wouldn't took a second mortgage out on it. They ain't took a second mortgage out over 50 years, but I had some improvements I had to make on it. But anyhow, I'll bring this home. You can't go off to them and say this is some stuff that I didn't know. You can't go off and tell them that, yeah, but I got this house and that house. You can't live in them 3 houses. And you can't tell them that the houses that you're renting the house out, you don't own the house. You feeling me? You don't own the house. You're renting the house out. So my debt to income ratio, where the person is looking across the counter at me, questioning my money, making 30, 35,000, and I'm making 200,000. You questioning what I could afford. I'm getting loud now and mad because you're questioning party's money. But they had that thing, debt to income ratio.
Yeah.
You know, it's 2022. Work on your credit. Don't get it twisted.
And another thing, just touching right in there, what you saying, baby, financial literacy is so important for our kids. Teaching kids about their credit. You know what I'm saying? Some of us wouldn't be in the positions that we're in right now if somebody had told us how important our credit was.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. I mean, I knew friends that they put their cable in their child's name. They had their gas and electric in their child's name. I mean, you know, I just seen a 7-year-old boy had bad credit before he even had the opportunity to get started. And so, you know what, it's unfortunate because a lot of times you just don't know what you don't know. And so, you know, I mean, they would always go to those colleges and offer them free credit cards. And they know them college students that didn't have no money was burning them cards up and messed their credit up. They were graduating with bad credit and debt from their student loans. And so, you know, we just got to be able to. So out of all that knowledge they got, they wasn't teaching them that. And so,
nobody teaches our Black and brown children about that. So that's another thing that we need to step up to do collectively. You know what I'm saying? We need to. They have credit cards out here now, prepaid cards for kids, or that you can put their allowance on and it linked to account. You know, you have to get your children in a habit very early on of using these financial instruments and knowing what they mean. Teach them how to write a check. Teach them how to make a deposit at the bank. Teach them the importance of getting their credit together, because these are things that they're not going to teach them in school, and they're going to need them in the world.
No, you're right.
Hey, y'all, I'm so old. When stuff comes to my mind, I got to say it real quick. Let me ask a question, y'all. This is something that baffled me. I was over there talking with somebody, and they were saying they actually literally get ready to take cursive writing out of school. Has anybody heard that? Doc, you heard anything about that?
I got kids in school.
They already did. They already did.
Well, let me ask you this. Drum roll, please. Okay. We're talking about your signature now. Not your name, your signature. Mm-hmm. If you come over to me and I sign a piece of paper like they always say, okay, I went to the bank today. They tell you how much money you need to get, Robert Young. Thanks, Rob. How much? You ask how much money you're gonna get. You get $500, and then they say your name, Maurice Tates. Then they say write your signature. Okay, if I print my name, Maurice Tates, and I never learned cursive writing, and I print my name for my signature, how is that so?
Well, no, they just really now the signature has not been as mandatory, so they got people just scribbling. So people will just scribble.
They didn't learn. Okay, listen, here's what I'm saying, Doc. They don't know. We know cursive. We know the scribble, but if you've never been taught to scribble, that was the slickest thing my father used to do. I used to like the way he put it in the you know, put your John Hancock on your John Hancock. You know what I mean? But if you don't know cursive writing, all you know is printing. How would you know to scribble if you've never scribbled?
Let me tell you something. I never forget when I was at Perkins, I had this debate with somebody about your signature. And they have got people in the frame of mind now where they think that your signature is not, to us that know how to write cursive. We always knew and was taught that your signature is your name written in cursive.
Exactly.
But now they say that a signature is just something that's unique to you, a certain scribble, a certain way you make a hump, a loop, or whatever.
That's what Doc's saying.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's changed. I mean, I told you. I think I had made mention. My son Jeremiah, and he actually he's writing his book right now. He got over 5,000 words for a book he's writing. That's my 14-year-old son. I'm so proud of him, and and everything, But he did a presentation at his school, and he wrote, and everything, and when he did it, he did the entire thing, in cursive. Because see, all of my children, I had them in private school learning in the foundation when they were young. Mm-hmm. Everybody, unfortunately, are not able to do that. But I made a sacrifice. I ain't get that motorcycle back then that I wanted. Mm-hmm. Because I wanted to make sure that my children was an investment. Mm-hmm. And when they were, and so he learned how to do it. But the class, he had to do it over again, because a good portion of the class did not understand cursive. And I just thought that was so unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? That was so unfortunate, for that to be the, situation where in a day of 2022, we have teenagers that do not know how to understand, cursive.
That's what I'm saying. That's confusing as hell to me, but some things you don't know. Sometimes you can let yourself be a crutch. Tanya's on here, you know what I mean, my friend. But like I'm saying, when I was at work, anything that I had a problem with ordering or something like that, I didn't try to get better at it. I just ran up in the office, see? You know what I mean, Tanya? Can you order these iPods for me? All right. She would get them. I'd give her the money. She would send them to her house, do everything, pay for it and all that kind of stuff. It was okay. I'm nervous about putting my credit card on anything. This was so many years ago. Now, my wife, oh my goodness. I ain't gonna say that because she might see the recording or something like that later on. But my wife really is an Amazon queen. Do you hear me? I mean, do you hear me? Her, the neighbor, and the lady across the street, they was in competition, Doc, on when the truck pull up. You can hit which one of them had the squeaky brakes? See?
Oh, that's the UPS truck.
The UPS truck would be in the next block, and she would say, Alexa. I can't even say that. I forgot we got Alexa, and she get ready to answer. Alexa, check my notifications. And then they said for me, you don't have any notifications. She better not say that. We had to extend the show. But I'm just saying, we didn't know about ordering, but they found out about ordering, and they are professional orderers. Doc, if they give me the wrong thing, I just keep it. Well, this is okay, and I reorder. My wife and them will send it back.
Mm-hmm.
They'll send it back. They know how to do all that kind of stuff. I don't know how people are going to get most of these jobs back after the pandemic. All right, y'all. Hey, Doc, bring us home. You got a topic you want to talk about before we get out of here or anything?
No, just glad to be back. And, I would just say that, I've said that I wanted to spend more time with my family because we have to be really mindful of the mental health toll that this pandemic is taking on our entire family. And I'm saying adults concerned about, how life is around them, about food going up. You got to pay more for gas. You got to pay more for eggs, different things of that nature. Got my daughter, and here, I don't want her worrying about if she's going to be able to go to her prom. I don't want her worrying about if they're going to have a graduation for him. I don't want my son, to be, concerned about, is he going to be able to meet new friends, not being able to see people, not being able to talk to people. And so we really have to be mindful of each individual's personal mental health as they are dealing with this entire pandemic, and everything else. Because see, it's taking a toll. And because some people wouldn't get vaccinated, wouldn't get the booster, wouldn't get, that take the test and everything, and saying that this is fake news and everything, it's made it long. It's dragged this whole thing out. It has dragged this entire thing out. So now my wife, she actually had her shoulder hurting, but she didn't want to go to the hospital because she was concerned about, one, they already overwhelmed. Two, because you got a lot of people there that is, sick and waiting to get in there. And so, we just have to be mindful to take time, talk to our children. I would implore everybody that's out there, spend some time, do more listening than sometimes talking to them, hear with how they feel, what's going on. And so that we can try to come out on the other side healthy. After we have survived, this stuff, we want to come out not just physically healthy, we want to be mentally and spiritually healthy also.
And that's a really excellent point, Doc. And just to piggyback on what you're saying, not only your children.
Yeah, that's true.
We all, if anybody thinks that what we've been through in the last 2.5 to 3 years is normal and that it didn't affect us all in some kind of way, then you're a damn fool. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? None of us emerged from this the same as we went in it. All of us now have this fear in the back of our mind because we know money can run out. Mm-hmm. We know that food can be scarce. We know that given the perfect storm, that the store can be closed, the bank can be closed. You know what I'm saying? That is mentally stressful on us all.
That's right.
Just to piggyback on what Doc is saying, that I encourage everybody within the sound of my voice. Mm-hmm. Check on your spouse. Check on your strong friends. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, and guilty as charged, because some of us, the people in our life, think we so strong that they don't think that these things affect us. You know what I'm saying? But they affect us strong people too. We have worries, we have fears, we have concerns. So check on your strong friends. You know what I'm saying? And realize that from a mental health standpoint, from a person who's been in mental health for many years, that what we've experienced with this pandemic has been traumatic. Mm-hmm. And a person cannot experience trauma without being affected in some way. So some things, some people, the way that they're affected is more overt than others. Some people you can just look at it, put your hand right on it. So and so is depressed.
Right.
But some people, it's not that easy. So pay attention. Listen. You know, take and everything doesn't have to always be somebody saying something in black and white to you. Sometimes people that are going through depression or mental health hardships, sometimes you have to be observant and pick up on the changes and the clues and be there to be that listening ear, be there to be that helping hand, and be there to not find the solutions for them, but to help them to find the solutions that they need so that they can be at peace.
That's right.
You know, we're first of all, we're going to thank everybody. Hands up, hands up, hands up to a nice thank you episode. Great job. Here, now I'm gonna start off with closing thoughts. So my closing thought is sometime own up to your shortcomings. I got more out of this episode, this podcast, probably than anybody. I really enjoyed it, and Doc hit on some topics. CC ran with it. Thank you very much for everybody to participate. Hello, Tia, Robbie Young, good for thanks for starting us off, and Tanya, who have always been my go-to. I've always knocked on your office door to ask you questions. But I just said something. I just thought about something that I'm gonna own up to out there in podcast land. The Doc said, "You don't know another person's situation, even mentally." I've had all kind of problems in life for the last 15 years, but money's never been one. I'm party. I buy things I don't need. With a lot of time, money I don't have to impress people I don't even like. I don't care because I've always had access, a plethora of money. Parties, moon bounces is good. Clifton T. Perkins have been great. I always hustled, always did things, but you don't know another person's situation and how they doing because they always smiling. My wife and I, when we our broke ain't your broke. Your broke may mean broke. You know what I mean? But yeah, parties, moon bouncers, y'all. It's people out here that have businesses and situations that'll never be the same. My company makes a lot of money. And now that it's not up and running, my company costs a lot of money. I have to pay for that warehouse, whether I use it or not. I have to continue to pay for my moon bounce insurance, whether we use it or not, because if I ever let it run out, it'll triple. I still have to pay the state things. It's my bills and situations are immense. You won't see me sweat. You don't see me sweat, but believe you me, I drive for Lyft now to make a couple dollars and put in my pocket because I'm an ex-dope fiend. I'm probably more afraid of being broke than I am of being dead, so I will never. But I have gone through a lot of my put away savings.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I, money that I put away for right now to go sail around the world and do this and do that. Hey, y'all, a lot of it is gone. Oh, gone. Mm-hmm. It's scary. Now we okay. I'm sharp. I'm armed security guard. I got that gun. The field that we're in, being in the nursing field, you can always work. I know that I wanted to drive for Lyft, so my wife and I got together and bought a car that we can put miles on without killing that Range Rover and the Jaguars and stuff. We came up with some decisions. But don't think that everybody is okay just because they smile. I'll still wear the Cassels on my face. You know what I mean? My wife always liked big shot glasses. Cece, it's time for us to go get new glasses, right?
Yeah.
How much our glasses cost me to go get glasses? $2,000, right? We would have been, yeah, we would have went and got our glasses, but right now we don't have the extra $2,000 to pay on glasses just because we want another slick style.
Right.
You feel me? Everybody out there. My closing thought is
my battery
start
is
thinking about what you're doing. Yeah. Own up to your shortcomings inside. Own up to your shortcomings inside. That's what we need to do. First, own up to your shortcomings inside so you can work on them. CC, closing thought.
My closing thought, New Year, but I always like to leave you with the same thing, so I will. Random acts of kindness. I was in Giants yesterday and somebody dropped their bank card. And
again.
again.
How many bank cards you have found in the last month?
About 3.
Jesus.
Somebody dropped their bank card, and I went and I took it to the customer service desk because I know that feeling. I've lost a bank card before. At first, I thought it was just a gift card or a giant card I was going to step over, but I saw the chip in the card. So I knew it was a real card. And I took it back and gave it to the people. It may not seem like much, but to somebody, that meant the world. To that person that retraced their steps like we all do before we cancel our card, that meant something to that person. So I just encourage you, just after all that we've been through with this pandemic, even myself, we always get down and personal here. So even myself, I was in a funk for a minute because just so many people was just dying around. Every time I picked up the phone, it was somebody calling me to tell me that somebody else died. And it hadn't stopped. Somebody just called me yesterday and told me somebody died. But these things affect you. They take a toll on you. So check on your strong friends. Perform a random act of kindness. Just give somebody, send some flowers, send some lunch. Just do something. Hey Renee, hey
Thank
Kim,
you.
just do something for no reason at all, because we all, it's so much cruelty, so much death, so many bad things going on in the world right now, and we all could use a little kindness. We all could use a friend, a listening ear. If you do nothing, and it's not always about money. If you do nothing but pick up the phone and call somebody that you haven't talked to in a while and say, you know what? I just was thinking about you. And I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. I wanted to see how you, when people call me and do that to me, it makes my day. So just do something kind for somebody for no reason.
You saw Renee just now chime in. That's a good friend, my nurse for a lot of years, and a big time supporter of uh, damn. See, what's the name of your company?
Nature's Secrets.
Nature Secrets. One of our biggest supporters, her and Bunny and them. But
Yes.
anyway, Renee always says, and she said if she missed it, the BBs, the Cunninghams, Miss Taylor. She just said, "I watched the replay." If you missed it, watch the replay. All right, y'all, we get ready to get up out of here. Robert Young said something, you know what I mean, which is real important. Just tell somebody you love them, y'all. Don't
Yeah.
wait till you're giving them their flowers and stuff like that. Tell somebody you love them. Tell somebody you love them. Just a small thing. While they can hear it. Tell somebody you love them. All right, y'all. We're going to see you again tomorrow night at what time, baby?
6:45.
6:45. Quarter to 7 if you are an intelligent person. But everybody's not big time on telling time. Some of y'all came up with them. What they got them digital watches, CC? You tell them half past. They don't know what half past mean. Quarter of. You know what I mean? And no, it's not half past. It's 7:15. All right, y'all. Y'all know how I end this thing. Mama, may the work I've done speak for me. May the life I've lived speak for me. When I'm resting in my grave, oh Lord, may they all say, may the service I give on these podcasts speak for me. Hands up, hands up. All right, y'all, we're going to give you our brand new schedule tomorrow. Right now, we're looking at Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 6:45.
Wait a minute. Let me stop him. The schedule is to be announced, and we will let y'all know tomorrow what the schedule is, because I'm not going to let my husband, the best husband in the world, sit up here and make some commitments that we can't keep. So we're going to talk about it as a group,
Let me tell you.
and we will let y'all know what the schedule is tomorrow.
Let me tell y'all something else, too, before we get off the air. Right now, my wife is nervous as I don't know what talking to me like that. Kim, what's up? Oh my, you heard they say, hey, for that little smart comment in my Kim's words, in my Kim voice, what would Kim say? Thanks. Crack and
That's
flick
right,
on the air.
Kim. You know how he is. We gotta put the brakes on him sometimes. See, it's some of these people on here that been knowing you forever. You got some new friends, but it's some old ones on here, so they know you.
You remember what happened last Tuesday when you raised your voice at me or you cut me off? You remember? Don't try not to forget that. You forget well. Yeah. All right, y'all. We're gonna see y'all, but we all on tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Tomorrow, 6:45. Our engineer will give us our schedule. And y'all, please, everybody that participated today, thank you for your time. Hands up to an awesome show. Kenny Davis, take us home. Now go out there, y'all, and have a great day on purpose. Y'all know who I